All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode on the Bodybuilding News Network. As always, I'm your host, Saunch. Before we get into today's video, consider liking, subscribing, and continuing the conversation in the comment sections below. I always appreciate your guys' input, and I love the conversations that we have there. But let's go ahead and talk about today's video. So I thought I'd have kind of a little fun one here. I've been looking at the results from the Prague Pro in the Men's Open. And I've been trying to have it make sense to me because when I look at the top four, shoot, even the top five, if you want to put the wild card of Rolly Winkler in there, I don't understand what the judging criteria is going to be moving forward. Now, hear me out when I say this. Steve Weinberger, the head judge, and probably one of the top-rated IFBB Pro judges in the world of bodybuilding, has been kind of pretty standard and on point with his judging and how he typically judges. He always rewards size and typically rewards conditioning as well. Now, if that comes together in a great package, as I smack my microphone, if that comes together perfectly, he's going to reward that as well. But typically, he rewards size over conditioning. Typically, he rewards that freak factor of Men's Open over something more symmetrical and aesthetically pleasing. So when we look at the results from the Prague Pro, it's very telling potentially of what we're going to be expecting in the upcoming 2022 competitive calendar for Men's Open bodybuilding. Now, there's a lot of stuff going into how I think the world of bodybuilding is changing and how judges are going to be judging shows in 2022. A lot of people are passing away. A lot of people are talking about men's health, not the magazine, but men's health in general and longevity in the sport. And also with the rise of classic physique and that look in that physique, and also men's physique as well, everyone's bodies are starting to go towards that streamlined, more, realistically attainable physique. And I feel, and I'll back it up a little bit with a little bit of a rant, I feel like that is where bodybuilding, especially in the Men's Open, is going to be going in the 2022 competitive calendar. Now, obviously, we have the Romania Pro coming up this weekend, so stay tuned for coverage of that. I will be covering it in depth, so stay tuned for the old-fashioned BNN coverage. I've been slacking a little bit lately, just kind of going through some stuff in my head, but I will be covering that. But I want to pull up some photos, some collages I put together for you guys, and I wanted to just kind of talk about them. So when we look at Mr. Olympia, Big Ramy, I wanted to put him next to Samson Dauda and also Rafael Brandao. So Samson Dauda winning the Prague Pro and Rafael Brandao coming in second. So I put Raf on here instead of someone like Nathan Diasha or Regan Grimes, because technically, if you look at the world of bodybuilding, Rafael Brandao has knocked off two previous champs in the 2022 competitive calendar. Regan Grimes winning the KO Squad Pro, the Egypt Pro, and Nathan Diasha winning the Arnold UK and a handful of other shows in that European circuit, in the European tour. We used to call it the Grand Prix back in the day. But that's why I put him on there instead of somebody else like Regan or Nathan Diasha. So that's the reasoning behind that. When you look at these physiques, what is something that is consistent? Look at the physiques. What do you think? I see big, full chest, great arms, a vacuum, clear and defined midsections with small taper, very controlled obliques. Nothing is spilling over. And then also great legs. Now, Ramy is the freak factor because he has such interesting legs. I don't think at this point in his career his legs are helping him, but I think they do help him on the side shots and the back shots. But from the front, it's just so, I don't want to say egregious because I'm a fan. I love Ramy. I've cried every single year that he won. watching the live stream. I legitimately cried. I was so happy for him. But the legs aren't doing him any favors. Whereas someone like Samson Dauda and Rafael Brandao, looking at these photos, the legs are perfect. They are perfectly separated. The conditioning, the development in the tear ducts, or the tear ducts. It's like rain, the gutters on a house, the rain ducts. Anywho, their physiques are, in my opinion, perfect and complete, symmetrical. Rafael Brandao could add a little bit more muscle. Samson Dauda could add a little bit of muscle. But as it sits now, these are winning physiques. I think Raf has a good chance of winning the Romania Pro Show if he stays in. I think that he has a good chance of winning it. Now, I don't want to do any edits in this video, so I'm just going to keep rolling. When we look at Brandon Curry, who placed second, another Mr. Olympia, I was trying. So this is how my brain was thinking. I was trying to think of what physiques they would compare to, and out of the top 6. So I also thought that these two physiques would look nice next to Brandon Curry. Now, Brandon went for the big and full look this year, whereas he wasn't as conditioned as he was in 2020. I think that is common knowledge. But he still looked amazing. I think he made incredible improvements in his legs, especially in the front. From the back is pretty much lights out against these two guys. So I think that Brandon would still beat them out. But I'm trying to figure out where someone like Samson Dauda and Rafael Brandao would fall. If they were to compete at the 2021 Mr. Olympia, where would they have placed? And that's kind of what I want this video to be. Now, let's go ahead and look at them versus Hunter Labrada. Now, a lot of you think I hate Hunter Labrada. I do not. I think he's an awesome guy, and I really do enjoy his content. But there's definitely some things to point out with his physique that made me really question his 4th place placing and how potential politics could have played into favor of him getting that 4th place finish. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but I think that it's definitely possible. So that's why I've been vocal about my thoughts. So I don't hate the guy, love his physique for the most part, and I really enjoy the content that he puts out for us. Now, when you look at Hunter Labrada, the midsection doesn't really rub you the right way, and then the pec tear is pretty blatant. It is what it is. I don't know if you can get surgery to fix that, or if that's just something he's gonna have to live with. But to put him in 4th place, it is crazy, in my opinion. Now, I think both of these competitors would place higher than Hunter Labrada if they would have competed at the 2021 Mr. Olympia. Now, obviously, they would have to compete against the freaks like Nick Walker, and then you start getting into some real mass monsters, Pocket Rami with Hadi Chupin and William Bonac, and then you get into some of the taller guys, Ian Valliere, Justin Rodriguez. So it's very difficult to compare them, but if this is what bodybuilding, this is kind of what I want you to take away from this video, is if the IFBB is going for a more streamlined and aesthetically proportionate and pleasing physiques, I can expect both of these men to place in the top 6 at the 2022 Mr. Olympia, and I would put money on it. I really do think that it's possible. They've won, or at least Raf, he's about to probably win a pro show. And it comes back to that bodybuilding math, like I talked about earlier. Raf beat out Nathan Diasha, and he also beat out Regan Grimes, and both of those guys won pro shows this year. So, eggs ne facto, bodybuilding math, Rafael Brandao would place higher than them at the Mr. Olympia. So it's kind of a funny, weird way of looking at things, but that's kind of what I want you guys to start thinking about, because you're going to probably, at least for Samson versus Hunter, you're probably going to see that comparison in the 2022 Mr. Olympia. I think Rafael Brandao is going to keep doing shows to qualify. I know there's going to be a little bit of break in the winter season before the Indy Pro in the spring, but I definitely expect him to be doing as many shows as possible until he wins a show. And I think that this weekend is a good chance for Rafael Brandao to win a pro show. So, or at least win a show this year, not like he's not won a show before. But that is my thought, guys. That's how I'm looking at the Romania Sports Festival or the Romania Pro, and that's also my thoughts on how these two guys would compete and compare against some of the biggest names in the 2021 Mr. Olympia. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of a weird one, and I'm kind of all over the place, but it's something I've been thinking about, and I just kind of really want to hear you guys' thoughts in the comment sections below. I know it probably sounds like I just want to get you guys to comment, and it's going to help the algorithm or however that works, but I genuinely do what I do here so that we can build a community in the comment sections below. I enjoy talking to you guys. That's why I do what I do. So, money's cool. Giveaways, y'all still let me know what you guys want for a giveaway. We hit 1 million views. So let me know, guys. I would love to do clothing or maybe like a weightlifting belt. I don't know. Let me know down below what you guys want for a giveaway. Let me know how you guys feel about these comparisons in this video. And also, what are your guys' predictions for the Romania Pro? Look forward to that coverage coming out in just a couple days. I have Thursday and Friday off for Veterans Day. So go out and thank a veteran who has deployed. I haven't deployed, so don't thank me. But have a good night, guys. Take care. Kiss a baby. Hug your wife. If you enjoyed this video, like the video. And like I said, comment down below what your guys' thoughts are on this video. As always, thank you for watching another episode on the Bodybuilding News Network. I'm your host, Saunch. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.